Do you know what are arrow functions in ECMAScript 6? Well, this video might be just what you're looking for. Hello everyone, welcome to the Node.js online programming tutorial series from W3 Grads. In this video, we will learn about arrow functions in ECMAScript 6. So, let's get started. Arrow functions were introduced in ES6, which provides you a more accurate way to write the functions in JavaScript. They allow us to write smaller function syntax. Arrow functions make your code more readable and structured. Arrow functions are anonymous functions, which means, the functions without a name and not bound with an identifier. They don't return any value, and can be declared without the function keyword. Arrow functions cannot be used as the constructors. The context within the arrow functions is lexically or statically defined. They are also called as lambda functions in different languages. Arrow functions do not include any prototype property, and they cannot be used with the new keyword. Here is the syntax for defining an arrow function. In this syntax, you can see three parts to an arrow function or lambda function. The first part is parameters. These are optional, and any function may optionally have parameters. The second one is the fat arrow notation, or we call it as a lambda notation. This is the notation for the arrow. The third part is the statements. It represents the instruction set of the function. Let us try to understand this with the help of an example. I will open the Sublime text editor where I have already created a file name arrowexample.js. Here, I will create three functions that show function expression, anonymous function, and arrow function. So, I will put a comment, function expression. Now, I will write var function1 equal to, and then, I will create a function named show. After this, I will go to the function body and include a console.log statement. Inside the parentheses of console.log statement, I will pass a literal string. This is a function expression. So, I have created a function to show function expression. I will now proceed to create an anonymous function. So, I will move outside the function body, and put another comment as, anonymous function. Then, in the next line, I will write var function2 equal to function followed by parentheses. After this, I will go to the function body, and include a console.log statement, and pass a literal string as, this is an anonymous function. Similarly, I will move ahead to create an arrow function. So, I will go outside the function body, and create a third comment as, arrow function. Then, I will write var function3, and put an equal to operator followed by parentheses. After the parentheses, I will include an arrow notation or the lambda notation along with the curly braces. Now, within the curly braces, I will again write a console.log statement, and pass a literal string as, this is an arrow function. I will now go outside the function body and put a semicolon to end the arrow function. So, all my three functions are created, and I can now call them in order to execute them. Therefore, I will go to the next line and call the first function by writing function1. Similarly, I will write function2 in the next line, and function3 in the next line. Now, this program is complete, and ready to be executed. So, I will go back to my command prompt, and type, node space arrowexample.js, and press enter. You will notice the output displayed as, this is a function expression, this is an anonymous function, and this is an arrow function, in 3 lines on the console. So, this is how we create arrow functions in ECMAScript 6. However, there are some syntactic variations for the arrow functions that we need to understand. Here image shows the first syntactic variation, which contains optional parentheses for the single parameter. After that, let's look at the second variation as shown in the image. It contains optional braces for single statement, and the empty braces, if there is no requirement of any parameter. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the arrow functions with parameters. If you require passing more than one parameter by using an arrow function, then you have to pass them within the parentheses. Let me demonstrate this with the help of an example. I will go to my Sublime text editor, and delete the existing code. Then, I will type var show equal to, and parentheses. Here, within the parentheses, I will pass 3 parameters as x, y and z. After this, I will put an arrow notation along with the curly braces. Within the curly braces, I will include a console.log statement, and pass the first parameter x, followed by concatenating a whitespace, and then add the second parameter y, and again concatenate a whitespace, and finally add the third parameter z. Now, I will go outside the function body and call the show function, and pass the three values corresponding to x, y, and z as 10, 20 and 30. So, this function is created and called as well. We will now save the code, and go to the command prompt to check the output. So, I will type node space arrow example.js, and press enter. You will notice the output is 10, 20, and 30 displayed in a line, each separated by a whitespace. Thus, in this way, you can create a parameterized arrow function in ECMAScript 6. In the previous video, we looked at the parameterized functions with default values. In the same way, the arrow functions can also be created with default values for the parameters, if there is no value passed to it, or it is undefined. For example, I will go back to the Sublime text editor, and make changes in the existing code. I will go to the line where I have specified three parameters as x, y and z. Here, I will assign a value 25 to the parameter z. Then, I will go to the line where I have called the function, and delete all the values. Then, I will specify only two values within the parentheses as 5 and 15. This is because I have set z to 25 by default. The function will always consider 25 as the value of z if no value of z is explicitly passed. Now, I will save the code and run it. So, I will go to the command prompt again, and type node space arrow example.js, and press enter. You will notice the output this time is 5, 15, and 25 displayed. This clearly indicates that the function has considered the value of z as 25 because I have not specified any value for z explicitly. However, if you will specify a value for the parameter explicitly, then the default value will be overwritten. For example, I will again go to the Sublime editor and make changes in the existing code. I will go to the line where I have called the function, and replace the previous two values with three new values as 15, 30, and 45. Here, you can notice that the default value of z is already set to 25, but in the function call, I am explicitly specifying a value for z as 45. Now, I will save the code and go back to the command prompt to check the output. So, I will again type node space arrow example.js, and press enter. You will notice the output is 15, 30 and 45 displayed on the console, which clearly shows that the default value 25 is overwritten by the assigned value 45 in the function call. So, these are some of the ways of creating arrow functions in ECMAScript 6. With this, we come to the end of this video. I hope you have understood the arrow functions well. So, keep learning, and I will see you next time. Until then, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon for more interesting uploads. Thank you for watching this video.